Look, if you can implement this one thing that literally only takes 10 minutes in your life, then you can speed up your process of making money by 10 times. And if you can't watch a quick 15-20 minute video that hardwires your brain into making more money, then this probably isn't for you and you can skip to the next video you are about to watch. However, if you're still watching, I want you to put this to full screen and pay very close attention to every single thing that I'm going to be talking about in this video.
All right, so here's the thing. Most of you guys, whenever you try to do something, the biggest mistake you end up making is that you try to focus on way too many things all at once, right? You just list out 10 different tasks you need to complete and you just diverge your mind so much that you end up not doing anything. And that was actually the biggest mistake that I made when I initially started out on my business as well. And like literally, this is the opposite of what you should be doing because your brain thinks that you're being productive. You trick yourself into thinking that you're being productive. However, literally the most counterintuitive thing ends up happening and you're not productive at all, right? So what you need to do is from tomorrow onwards, whenever you start waking up, at least simplify the amount of things you need to do. Just write down one, two, three, four, five things that you need to do and just break it down into smaller patterns. The more things you try to focus on, the less productive you'll be and the less you'll be able to focus because your mind is just so distracted in so many different things. In many cases, what ends up happening is the more amount of things that you try to focus on, the less efficient you are. And the less amount of things you try to focus on, the more efficient you are. It's quite simple. And I think most of you guys will actually be able to agree with me on this one as well. So, yeah, that's one thing that I'll be telling you guys from today onwards. Stop distracting yourself, stop giving your brain the false sense of achievement, and don't think that you're being productive when you're focusing on literally 20 different tasks all at one given time. So, that was number one. And also, one more thing I would like to tell you guys is first off, cut off the distractions, right? We all know that these distractions, majorly your phone, is keeping you somewhat broke, right? And now ignore this horrible handwriting, just bear with me. But I hope you guys understand the point I'm trying to make to you. Cut off the distractions that are literally ripping you away from your goal. The biggest distraction you have right now is probably in your hand, and you're watching this video from it right now, is probably your phone. Now, literally, whenever you're trying to work, I would suggest just try this once for me. Just try this once for the sake of just because I told it to you. Okay. So just take your phone, just put it in another room. Okay. Just toss it in another room and just have a good 60-minute work block. Come back to this video after doing it and tell me if it wasn't 100 times better. Now, some of you guys may have the excuse of saying that your work somewhat depends on your phone. Well, that in 99% of the cases is not true. You can do maximum 99% of your work from your computer. If you want Google Docs, you can access that on your laptop. You want to take Zoom calls, you want WhatsApp, you can access that on your laptop. And if you want to post on Instagram, that is the one thing you can't do. And if it is extremely important for you to have your phone with you when you're working, just do me a favor and turn off all your notifications, your Instagram, your YouTube, anything that ends up in you being distracted. Because I know a lot of you guys will feel relatable to what I'm about to say now, because most of the times what ends up happening is you just are working, you start working for 10-15 minutes, then you get that one notification, that one pop-up, right? And you just pick up your phone to check that message, and then you open your Instagram, and then eventually you start scrolling before you even realize it. You start scrolling on your Instagram, you start wasting your time, and the next thing you know, you spend 15 minutes working and 20 minutes watching reels, and then you end up feeling guilty about it, and you're not able to put your phone away. Then you just look at the clock, it's 2:35 p.m., and then you're like, you know what, I'll just start at 2:45, and then you keep pushing those 15 minutes away from you, and you keep wasting that precious time of yours. And the thing is, watching reels does not bring any value to your life, and that is why I'm so against it. Those reels, they do not add anything in your life. The only thing they do is take away your time and not give you anything in return. So, why are we as humans giving our energy away to things that are not going to pay us anything at all? No dividends at all. We're just distributing our energy for absolutely no reason and wasting our time. So I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say here. And again, just do this once and comment on this video when you're back and let me know how you feel. Now, next, I would suggest you guys to work in blocks, right? This is the one advice I'm pretty sure you've heard already. And this is the one thing that I will stand against. People say that you can try working in 25-minute blocks or maybe 60-minute blocks and then take a 10-minute break or whatever. But I can be the proof for this. But if you want something bad enough, if you really want something, there is no such thing known as burnouts. Okay, burnouts do not exist. And if you actually love what you're doing, if you actually are getting the results that you want, then you'll never feel burnt out. You're feeling burnt out because your working hours are not efficient enough to get you the results you need. And that is why the work you're doing, it ends up in you feeling like it's a burden. Once you start getting your desired results, your efficiency will go up. You will not face any burnouts, and you will basically feel like working more. And the thing is that if you're 18, 19, 20, 21-year old, 22-year old watching this video right now, the biggest and the probably the only asset you have on your hands is time. You don't have anything else going for you. You don't have money, you don't have power, you don't have connections, you don't have networks, most likely in 90% of you guys' case. The only thing you have is time. So use your time wisely, because no amount of money will ever be enough to buy back your time, buy back the years that you have right now. So use all of your time wisely, and invest your time in learning something, always trying something out, always working on that next piece of content, always working on that next interview you need to crack. Because guys, the thing is, and some of you guys may even put up the argument that okay, maybe you've been putting out reels or content for 1 year and you haven't got any results. Well, probably you're doing something wrong. However, the thing is, if you stop posting, if you stop uploading, then there's no chance of you ever making it work. However, if you keep posting, if you keep being consistent, then at least you have a chance. At least you have a chance that things work out for you. So the best you can do is control your odds. However, again, I mean, if you're doing the right things, then there's literally no way that it should take you 1 year to not have any viral piece of content at all. I've tried social media on multiple different brands that I'm running right now, and as long as you get the code, as long as you crack the code correctly, you're going to be able to get a viral hit or two every now and then. However, that's not the basic point of what I'm trying to make here. What I'm trying to say here is your time is extremely precious, and the last thing you should do right now as a youngster who only has time on his hands is wasted. Next up, I want you guys to start taking care of what you're eating, And this is, I feel like this is very ignored in the entrepreneurship community. Most of the people don't talk about this at all. And I know for a fact, a lot of you guys watching this are probably living off Red Bull and probably Maggie or instant noodles or some other garbage food. And the thing is, I know that it feels convenient because I've been there. I've been the person who was living off Red Bull and instant noodles and not eating anything decent throughout the day. But the thing is, I want you guys to start doing this. I want you guys to first off try and quit Red Bull if you can. And instant noodles not the best meal, right? Try to eat and drink something that is nutritious, something that actually keeps you energized, not for just the 1 hour or 30 minutes, but for the long run as well. Keep drinking water whenever you can. Always stay hydrated. Eat light foods, whole foods, nutritious foods. Have a decently light breakfast or a heavy breakfast if you like it. And just eat consistently and eat on time and eat light foods and nutritious foods. This is very extremely important because the Red Bull and noodles combo, this is not sustainable in the long run. And if you actually want to be productive in the long run without ruining your health, if you actually want to make money without compromising your health all of the time, then stop doing this. Now, after you're done eliminating all this unhealthy food that you've been consuming, next thing I want you to do is find your zone, right? There's probably a zone that just clicks for you and the time zone where you're most productive. So, for example, what is exactly a zone? A zone, I would define it as the exact environment that you need in order to be the most productive. So, for example, in my case, my zone, it's from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's the timing when I'm the most productive. Okay. Now that's the time. What's the environment that I need? I need a clean room and I need all of my equipments. That is my PC, my phone, my iPad, all of those other things. I need to have a good night's worth of sleep and just all of my equipments, the correct time, good night's sleep, maybe some chill jazz music that's playing in the background. Just find out all the things that make you feel good, the things that make you feel like working, and the things that actually make you feel productive. Is because if there's one thing that I can say with guarantee, is that you can't just work anywhere and everywhere. There's zones for everyone. You have a zone too. Maybe it's, in your case, it's 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the night, right? Whatever your zone is, just find it and try to work inside of it to get the most productive work hours and to not lose focus at all and to get the most things done possible in the shortest amount of time. So basically, just pay attention to your power window because you're literally a superhero if you crack those power window hours of yours and if you just end up staying productive in the hours that you feel the best, and then just adjust your schedule, your daily schedule around it. And by the way, if you are just 18, 19, 20 years old, if you just got out of college or school and you just want to get started somewhere with entrepreneurship and with businesses but don't know what to do, how to start, you can just check out the link in my description. It's a free course, a mini course on the best business model you can start heading into 2025 this year, and the business model that can actually work if you have zero money to invest and zero prior skills or knowledge. So yeah, if you want to see that, just click the link in my description. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.